UFC Noche, Diego Silva versus Jean. Diego Silva. Diego Lopes versus Jean Silva. I'm here to give you my full card picks and predictions for the entire fight card. If you don't already know, my name is Izzy. I make a lot of predictions, not just for the UFC, also for the NFL. So, if you didn't already know, by the time you're watching this, it had already been a day that it had been uploaded. But I dropped my week 2 full slate predictions for the NFL. The second edition only on YouTube, but I've been doing this on TikTok for a few years now, and we crushed the NFL, and we crushed week 1, plus 9 units in profit on the card. Cannot be mad at those results. And in that video, I give you a lean for every single game on the slate, and then I give you my own plays, 3 plays at the end of the video. So please go watch and support that. And of course, the best way to support me is to please join the Discord. It is a fraction of anyone else's cost. It's $14.99 a month, and you get a free week with it, which means that first week, which would be hopefully now, you get everything here plus more for free, and even cuts into the following week. Honestly, feels like an absolute bargain, even the way that the NFL is going and how I know how well we're going to do in the NFL. 9 units first week. Let me know who else is doing that. But regardless, before we get started on UFC Noche, let's recap UFC Paris really quick. Went 10-3 on the predictions. We only had 1 injury, so that fight doesn't count, obviously. So 13 fights, 10-3. Only missed Hoofi, Tybura, and Gustafsson. We had a few dogs in Breezechek and Imavov, which I feel like were great dogs. And then went 3-0 on the plays. Axel Sola for a unit. The under 2.5 for Tybura and Delia, a unit, and Breezechek plus 3.5 spread, another unit. Should have probably just taken him money line. He ended up winning by TKO, but overall very solid. Honestly, a lot of good fights as well. This card is a little interesting. I kind of feel like it's good. There are definitely some scraps, but something about some of these fights kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. It's like, I'm watching hours and hours of film, and at this point I kind of know every single one of these fighters' last 5 fights, and I kind of still watch them to refresh my memory. But sometimes there's matchups where you're just looking at it like, I don't even know who's gonna win. Like, there's just no way. I have no fucking clue until you see them actually fight. So it's gonna be very interesting. There's a few. I like a few dogs, but there are a few other dogs that could definitely win. So we'll run through it. Technically a 14 fight card. I'm not giving you the Ultimate Fighter. I watched it. I have a prediction on it. You can have it on the Discord, but it's not. I'm not dealing with these youngins. They're not even youngins. Youngins in the sport in my head. So 13 fights. We'll start with Rendon and Pereira, which is honestly kind of a banger of a fight. But regardless, we'll start with that, and then we'll work our way up to Lopes Silva. First fight of the night, Montserrat Rendon versus Alice Pereira. Now this is Pereira's debut, so she doesn't have too many stats up on here, but just based off, let's just say, topology, she's gonna have the 2-inch reach advantage, 2-inch height advantage, and the 3-inch reach advantage. We don't have her leg reach advantage, but probably going to be pretty big here as well. She's gonna want to keep it on the feet, primarily a striker. She's young. She's 19. That's so insane. She's like pretty massive. Just a lot of first round TKOs and finishes. Her last one is her only decision in December 2024. So hasn't fought, hasn't been too active, kind of just getting ready for the UFC. And then we have Rendon, who's 1-1 in the UFC. She lost her last fight to Daria by unanimous decision. Won her first one against Vidal by split decision. That was a really sloppy fight. Probably should have won unanimously, but very sloppy fight. Just Vidal just couldn't get up. Not UFC level. She's definitely not in the UFC anymore. Yeah, she just had no answers for Rendon. Now on the feet, Pereira should light her up. Where it scares me is that she's 19, so there might be a lot of growing pains, and Rendon is a grown 36. She's almost double her age. She can be her mother, almost. Depends on where you are. If Rendon is able to snatch a leg, take her down, that's where things kind of get interesting. I do trust Pereira's jiu-jitsu a little bit, but just based off control, that's what scares me about Rendon. The odds are pretty even. Let's be honest here. Minus 154 for Pereira. She was minus 230, And then people just started putting a lot of money on Rendon. I guess they're not trusting her on the ground as much. They're trusting Rendon to take it there. But I'm gonna go on the Pereira side. I'm gonna go on the Pereira side. Nice little debut favorite here. Minus 158. Minus 148 on DraftKings. That's decent for a straight. Gave me Alice Pereira to win this by decision. Next fight, Alessandro Costa versus Alden Coria. They're also not going to give me any stats here. That's fine. Now Coria is going to be taller, but they're going to have the same reach. Now this is Coria's debut in the UFC. He went 5-2 in LFA. Last fight was in Fury. Second round TKO, had a no contest before that, but he's on a 4-fight unbeaten streak. And then we have Alessandro Costa, who is 2-2 in the UFC, won his last one against Borjas well over a year ago, lost to Urseg, beat Jimmy Flick, lost to Albazi. So you can see he's losing to top competition, let's say at flyweight, beating bad to mid competition. So where do you think Coria is here? I think Coria is probably leaning towards the Kevin Borjas Jimmy Flick. I don't think he's that good, to be honest. I think Costa is going to be able to get a lot of body kicks going. Just even if he keeps it on the feet, the clinch, he's going to do a majority of the work. Coria could start off really hot. I think Costa is just going to keep up with the pace and then continue that pace as the fight goes on. And I don't think Coria is going to be able to keep up at some point. Costa minus 480 right now, absolutely atrocious. I wouldn't even touch this fight, to be honest. Shouldn't touch this fight. Coria plus 330. I just don't see the 310 now. It just changed on me. I don't see the value too much, to be honest. There are a few other fighters that are plus 250, 300 that could absolutely win. I just don't think Coria is one of those. So give me Alessandro Costa to win by TKO or submission. Next fight, Zachary Reese versus Sedriques Dumas. Zachary Reese is 2 inches taller and also has the 2.5-inch leg reach advantage, but Dumas holds the reach advantage with 2 inches, which is going to be big for his jab. He uses that jab a lot. Dumas is one of those fighters where it's like he's not good anywhere. I mean, he has some decent top control, some ground and pound. But you don't want to be in that position against Zachary Reese, obviously, because he will try to find something even on his back. On the feet, he could get a little stagnant. He gets a little slow. We saw him get so tired against Duško, which is really annoying because we had Zachary Reese, I think, in Parlay of the Week, I believe, which was crazy. He still ended up winning, but it was scary. He was hurt early. We'll get to Duško later because he's fighting, but it was definitely very scary to see that entire thing unfold. Because Zachary Reese is so good, his biggest problem is his chin. He's extremely chinny and extremely hittable. Skill-wise, he has a lot of power on the feet, a lot of kicks. His jiu-jitsu is very, very, very good. It's really about if his opponent's able to present problems where Zachary Reese is best at. I don't think Dumas is able to be honest. Dumas also has been suffering some, let's say, legal problems. So I don't think his head is really in the game here. Lost his last one, first round TKO to Alexichuk. And Zachary Reese did win his last fight, like I said, because I remember, against Duško, but lost to Bekuev right before that. 2-fight winning streak prior to that. Has won 3 of his last 4. Not terrible, to be honest. Just really low-level competition. Like the lowest of low. And I think Dumas is literally right there as well. Now Zachary Reese, minus 260, probably minus 250. These things are changing in real time. Not in love with it. I still think he wins. I just can't trust his chin. Big red flag fight for me. But skill for skill, he should wash Dumas. If he had a real chin, he would wash Dumas in half a round, probably, maybe a full round. But because of that chin, I can't trust it. Dumas is kind of, I think Dumas said he has like $16 in his bank account right now. He's fighting to get 2 paychecks, so rather not. But give me Zachary Reese to win this by TKO or submission. Next fight, Jesús Aguilar versus Luis Gurule. Yeah. Gurule's going to be an inch taller, 2.5-inch reach advantage, and 2-inch leg reach advantage. Now, let's be real here, or 1.5 reach advantage, sorry. He has all these advantages, right? But Aguilar is usually never fighting someone who has even a similar reach advantage because he has little T-Rex arms. 62.5-inch reach is absurd. I might have a 62.5-inch reach, just like from here. Like it's actually pretty crazy, but damn near similar. They're both on losing streaks, which is very interesting. Jesus is 3-2 in the UFC, lost to Esteban by decision. Prior to that, had 3 straight wins. Granted, you look at the level of competition, decent. Gurule is 0-1 in the UFC, lost to Ode Osborne, got smoked in the second round in April. Looked good early, then he didn't. That's usually the story of a lot of these people who come into the UFC. Could learn from his mistakes, sure. But only one fight in the UFC. Tough to say if he is UFC level. Aguilar has proven to be UFC level. You know, he's kind of like I said, he has some disadvantages because of his anatomy sometimes. And, you know, you're just able to catch him at range, especially strikers. You try to take him down, though, his ghillie is scary. Like, it's tight. Which could absolutely happen here if Luis isn't aware. On the feet, I kind of lean Aguilar. I think he has enough power to keep it tight. He is also Mexican, so you know he's not going to get knocked out, and he will be in there the entire time trying to finish this fight. Aguilar right now plus 172. Was plus 154. People are betting on Gurule, whatever. Not loving minus 225 on Gurule, honestly. I feel like there's a lot of value on Aguilar. He has the experience. If it goes to the ground, he clearly has the advantage there. It's really about just him not gassing out and him not getting hit more in the face when he's trying to maybe level change. Or, you know, like I said, the reach is so close that I'm almost shocked every time I see it. I think he's going to be able to take him down, and I think he'll be able to sink in a choke. I mean, you can't really pull his arms off of you at that point. I don't think Gurule is that good either. So give me Jesus Aguilar as a dog to win by submission or decision. Next fight, Tatiana Suarez versus Amanda Lemos. Crazy. She was fighting for a belt, and now she's this 6th fight of a fight card in the prelims of a fight night card. That's pretty messed up. Suarez is going to be an inch taller, an inch reach advantage, and 3-inch leg reach advantage. She's gonna have to be loading up those kicks early. She knows Lemos is not going to try to take her down or want to take her down because that would be stupid. So she's going to be she has to load up on those kicks. Just try not to get countered with an overhand right at those moments. We know her striking is still extremely green. I mean, sister, I know you've been injured and stuff like that for like a few years and then you come back, but like you got to work on your striking. You and your man's got to work on your striking. There's only so much jiu-jitsu you can do in camp to feel like you can win a fight. Like, you guys are fighting at the top level. You need to have some fucking hands. And they both got exposed. She got exposed by Weili, where she got her ass beat. And then her mans, we ain't going to talk about her mans, because that was atrocious. She got her ass beat by Weili. She landed 12 significant strikes in a 5-round fight. She landed 12 significant strikes in a 5-round fight. She only threw 95 strikes. Weili threw 299. She got her ass beat. And then we have Lemos, who won her last fight, but it's been win-loss. Beats Lucindo, beats a younger version of her, just wrestles her the entire time because you don't want to get cracked by Lucindo. Lucindo's very good. Loses to Virna by armbar, makes sense. Beats Dern, which was it could have gone either way. Weili gets smoked by Weili, beats Marina, beats Michelle, loses to Andrade by sub. You see where I'm going here, right? Despite Suarez not having hands, she's better than Lucindo. She's better than Dern, Marina, who's retired, Michelle Waterson-Goldman, who is retired. She's also better than Andrade, who beat Lemos. Now, at this time, 2022, Andrade was really at her peak. Weili and Virna, despite Tatiana still being maybe a level below Weili, she's in the Virna level, I would say, and they both smoked Amanda. And I think Suarez is going to be able to do the same thing. I think she's going to be able to take her down. Lemos, 59% takedown defense. She's going to be able to take her down and choke her out, land a mean ground and pound. She's going to be looking for a finish. I don't think she gets it by TKO, but she could probably find a choke at some point. Odds, atrocious. Minus 460. What are we doing here? She just got her ass beat. She's fighting a former title contender as well. Lemos is no slouch. Lemos is absolutely no slouch at all. I hate the price here, but I have to go with Tatiana. Listen, people are seeing this. I wouldn't touch it though, to be honest. Minus 460 is egregious. She just got her ass beat. We don't even know if she even improved her hands. There's no point in taking Tatiana here, unless you take her by sub or decision. So give me Tatiana Suarez to win by submission or decision. Next fight, Claudio Puelles versus Joaquim Silva. Now they're both coming off losing streaks. Puelles is 2 inches taller, 3-inch reach advantage, 1-inch leg reach advantage. Now, not really too many advantages here, to be honest. I mean, the reach advantage won't really do much because he doesn't throw shit. He only strikes with his feet. Because he likes to pull guard. It's the worst thing in the world. I watched it live against Dan Hooker. It was one of the most frustrating things I've ever watched. We were booing the shit out of him. Joaquim Silva also coming off of a loss. Overall, very solid striking jiu-jitsu as well. I mean, this is the problem, right? Both can hold their own on the ground. So, what's going to happen? Who's better on the feet? Puelles might have better body kicks, teep kicks. Joaquim better calf kicks, high kicks. Whose hands are going to be faster? Whose hands are going to be stronger? I think Silva's might be stronger. Let's see if they'll be faster. Puelles, not really active at all. Lost his last 2. If he loses this one, he's pretty much done. I'm pretty sure. Was 5-1 before that Dan Hooker loss, and he just kept pulling guard. It was so weird. And then we have Silva, who is 6-5 in the UFC. Just win-loss. He's losing to close. Sarukian, but beating Quang and Jesse Ronson. Similar things. He's losing now, let's say, because he was losing to some bullshit fighters before that. He's losing to the Armins, where, listen, we all know who Armin is. Put up a good fight, lost in the 3rd round, loses to Jakar close, actually gets a knockdown, doesn't really land, honestly throws more than Jakar, lands more, but not more significant strikes, ends up losing the fight. It is what it is. I don't understand this line. Maybe it's because I'm biased, because I might not like Puelles. It's technically a pick 'em on FanDuel. He's an underdog. Joaquim Silva is an underdog on most sports books still. Minus 108. I see him minus 105, minus 102. He might end up being somewhere. He's a plus 100 on Caesars. He's an underdog, and I like it. I think he's going to be able to hit Puelles pretty easily. If it gets to the ground, he knows how to hold his own there. He won't get caught in anything. He's the better fighter. I don't see why he's an underdog, to be honest. So give me Joaquim Silva to win by TKO or decision. Next fight, José Daniel Medina versus Duško Todorović. Duško. We're calling you Duško. Now, Duško is an inch taller and has the inch leg reach advantage, but Medina has the half-inch arm reach advantage. Now, I'll be straight up with you. Medina has come down in weight, and you would think he'd look better, but he doesn't. He still looks really bad. He's owned in the UFC. Lost Contender Series, loses to Zachary. Reese gets smoked by Gautier. Then we have Duško, who's 3-6 in the UFC. He's dropped 3 straight. Lost to CLD. He got injured. Lost to Mansour Abdul Malik, first round TKO. Lost to Zachary Reese. Had his moments early, and then he got smoked. I'll be straight up with you because, honestly, I don't trust either of these fighters. Big red flag fight if Duško wasn't fighting Medina. But Medina is an absolute can. If there's anyone in the UFC, especially on this card that shouldn't be in the UFC, it's probably Medina, to be honest. He literally won a contract for having heart. What are we doing here? Duško minus 350? No. Don't do it, y'all. It's not worth it. This fight, just ignore this fight. This is the pee break fight because someone's probably going to get smoked. and it's not going to be fun. I think he's going to have his moments early. I think he'll be able to finish Jose Medina early. Give me Duško to win by knockout or TKO. Oh, this fight's on the prelims as well. And featured prelim, Alexander Hernandez versus Diego Ferreira. Same height. Ferreira has the 2-inch reach advantage and the 1-inch leg reach advantage. Now this is interesting. Hernandez fought a month ago against Chase Hooper. Let his hands go early. Looked really strong, really powerful. Found that shot. Knocked Chase Hooper down. Flash knockout. Still ended up winning. Looked really good. We have Ferreira, who's supposed to fight Bobby Green about a month ago as well. Bobby Green ends up injured or something like the day of, so doesn't end up fighting. But to be honest, Ferreira hasn't looked too bad, we could say. 10-6 in the UFC. He did lose to Grant Dawson in his last one by unanimous decision, but was on a 2-fight win streak. Beat Rebecki, ground and pound, 3rd round, 9 seconds left. Looked really good in that fight. And then Michael Johnson knocked out Michael Johnson. So listen, at the ripe age of 40, Ferreira has won 2 of his last 3 and has no signs of stopping. And he's fighting Alexander Hernandez, who, listen, I've spoken ill of Alexander Hernandez before, and I apologize. It just sometimes it bothers me that he's so good and then he decides not to show up, because skill for skill he is so good. He can mix it up really well. He has great wrestling. His hands are powerful as hell. And he has the technique. It's not like he just has power and he's just looming hooks. He's really good. So it's really annoying to see him lose some fights just because of he gets in his own head. But he's on a 3-fight win streak, and every win just keeps getting better. Split decision win against Austin Hubbard. Beat Kurt Hollabaugh, unanimous decision. Beat Chase Hooper, 1st round, UFC 319. Or they were on the same card. I was very interested to see that Alexander Hernandez, oh, look at that. He's the favorite now. Well, here's the thing. I made a recording of this. Okay, he's still an underdog. Okay, he's still an underdog on certain. Yeah. Now it changed. Plus 100 on most. He's a favorite in some. DraftKings minus 105. I have him plus 100. I took him plus 100 yesterday. I'll tell you straight up, I already did. I was shocked to see that he was an underdog here. Honestly, I didn't think he was going to be an underdog. Where does Ferreira beat him? On the feet, I think Hernandez could hold his own as long as he doesn't get in his head. He gets his own. He has a great camp. Seems like he's in a good place on a 3-fight win streak versus a 40-year-old. He might not finish him, but he can win 2 rounds. It could be close. Ferreira, like I said, at 40 is looking great. He can probably take down Ferreira, hold him, control him there as well. Where does Ferreira win this? Unless he starts barking at him or something. Where does he win this? Hernandez being an underdog right now, maybe I'm crazy, but I think that's pretty shocking. So this is my 3rd underdog of the card. Give me Alexander Hernandez to win by TKO or decision. Next fight, Santiago Luna versus Quang Le. Now Luna, it's his debut. He's going to be 3 inches taller, 4-inch reach advantage, no leg reach advantage here. Santiago Luna looking kind of scary. He's 6-0, all finishes. 2 TKOs, 4 subs, including 3 straight rear naked chokes. Just so happens that Quang Le won his last one by rear naked choke as well. 1-2 in the UFC, lost to Long Zhao, got absolutely cooked by Long Zhao, and then lost to Chris Gutierrez. It is what it is. It happens sometimes. But was on a nice, healthy streak in LFA. Went 7-0 in LFA. This fight really comes down to, is Quang Le going to be able to get those takedowns? He averages 3.15 takedowns a fight, 35% takedown accuracy, which means that he's averaging like 9 takedown attempts a fight. He got 4 against Bolaños. He got 1 against Zhang Lao, but Zhang Lao was able to knock him down. He got 2 against Chris Gutierrez, 4 minutes of control. Just didn't do enough on the feet. Chris Gutierrez was lighting his ass up. Now, if Luna's able to stuff those takedowns, this could be a very big Chris Gutierrez fight, where he might still get taken down. If he gets up, he could light Quang lay up on the feet. 6-0 looked really good. Really, obviously, level of competition is different, but I don't think Quang Lei is that good anyways. I think if he stuffs those takedowns, he's going to have a big performance here. Santiago Luna minus 138. This is like one of those Axel Solas. Even though Axel Sola is like almost prodigy level, and he looked bad. People are gonna say he looked bad. He went. It was short notice. 170. He's a 155er. He fought Reese McKee. Reese McKee might have been 185 a week ago, and that dude was probably 172 pounds in that fight, and he still beat his ass. So him at 155, he's a prodigy. He's really good. Luna might not be exactly at that level, but it feels like that debut is happening here as well, and they're kind of feeding him Quang Lei. If he stuffs those takedowns, shouldn't be a problem. Bit of a red flag fight, though, because I don't trust the level of competition he's fought in. Quang Lei has more experience, but he has more experience losing as well, which could play both ways. It's a good thing, but it's not like just because he has UFC experience means that he's going to win and be better in this fight. He has UFC experience getting his ass beat as well. So, tough to say. Decent line, though. Santiago Luna minus 138 was an underdog. Money's coming in on him. I do agree here. Give me Santiago Luna to win by knockout or TKO. Next fight. Kevin Gastelum versus Dustin Stoltzfus. Now, Stoltzfus is going to be much taller, have the 3.5-inch reach advantage, 4-inch leg reach advantage. Both are coming off of losses. Listen, Gastelum has fought in people like this a lot before. He's 13-10 in the UFC. He's lost 2 of his last 3. Sean Brady by Kimura, and then Joe Pyfer by unanimous decision, where he was dropped a few times against Joe Pyfer. Started to come into his own towards the 3rd round. Even Joe Pyfer said he wasn't listening to his coaches at that point, which is stupid. But regardless, beat Daniel Rodriguez, pretty easily in 2024. Beat Chris Curtis as well. Having mixed results. He's still young. He's 33, but he took some powerful shots against Joe Pyfer. Stoltzfus, 3-6 in the UFC, lost his last one to Razaboyev. Win-loss. He's literally win-loss since 2021. His last 8 fights have been that. So if we were to, just go based off that, he should beat Kelvin Gastelum. I just don't think he does. He's been TKO'd twice, subbed twice, lost 3 decisions. Gastelum is probably not going to knock him out. Probably not going to sub him. Has some power. Could knock him out maybe. But probably 3 rounds. Probably wins 2 rounds. He's shorter. Might be hard to take down Stoltzfus, to be honest. Being that he's going to be a lot more well balanced. But Stoltzfus, 46% takedown defense. Absolutely atrocious. Not like Gastelum's shooting too much anyways. Averages 1 takedown, 34% takedown accuracy. So he's shooting about 3 takedowns a fight. Landed 4 against Daniel Rodriguez. This is what's probably going to happen. And then he had about 3 minutes of control. He's going to have to continue shooting. I think he'll be able to hold Stoltzfus down there. Just a better overall fighter, I think. Kevin Gastelum right now, minus 280. Not in love with it. I don't think that he should be minus 280, to be honest. But I still think that he wins. So give me Kelvin Gastelum to win by decision. Next fight, Rafa Garcia versus Jared Gordon. Now, Jared Gordon is going to be 2 inches taller. Rafa Garcia is going to have the 2-inch reach advantage. And Jared Gordon is going to have the 1-inch leg reach advantage. Both are coming off of wins. And you know what? I hate fading my New York native, Jared Gordon, which I did last fight against Thiago Moises. And what did he do? He starched Moises. He starched him in the first round. Lost to Nasrat, split decision. Very close fight. Could have absolutely gone his way. Beat Madsen. And then, no contest Bobby Green. Loses to Patty. He beats Patty. Let's put it like this, right? Two really close decisions that should have gone his way. He's on a 5-fight winning streak. And at that point, only losing to Chris Dawson since 2019. And then Charles Oliveira. He's a very good fighter. And it feels like at this point, he's 37. He's really fully coming into his full potential, which is really fun to see. Like I said, he is a New York native. He's from my hometown. And then Rafa Garcia, 5-4 in the UFC, beat Vince in his last one. Has won 3 of his last 4. Lost to Grant Dawson, beat Clay Guida, and beat Mahashate. Great wins. He's beating Unks. He is also, 31, so he's kind of in his prime. But he's fighting Ultimate Unk, who is probably at the peak of his career right now. I just think that wherever Rafa Garcia takes this, Jared Gordon is just going to be able to take it one step above. It's a tough fight for Jared Gordon. I just think he'll be able to do more in this style of matchup. It's going to be hard. I think Rafa Garcia has only been TKO'd once, but he has also only one TKO. 8 submission wins, which is crazy. Jared Gordon, like I said, he's not really getting, even if he loses, he's not getting really finished anymore. I mean, he got choked out by Grant Dawson, 2022, and then like Charles Oliveira since 2019. Like, even since then, the Paddy loss was a split decision. Nasrat was a split decision. I think he's gonna do well. Maybe I'm biased a little bit. Jared Gordon minus 250 was minus 225. I'm not loving this line, which is why it's still a red flag fight for me. I'm not really loving this line. It kind of feels like it should be a little closer. Jared Gordon should be maybe a minus 170, minus 160. Rafa's still very powerful, very scary, going to be looking to level change. I just think Jared Gordon's going to be able to stuff those takedowns and just go to work. It might be boring, but hey, a win is a win. Give me Jared Gordon to win by TKO or decision. Co-main event, Rob Font versus David Martinez. Now, David Martinez is coming in on short notice because Rob Font needed a replacement opponent. Rob Font going to be 3 inches taller, 4-inch reach advantage, 1-inch leg reach advantage. That 4-inch reach advantage is going to be huge for him. As we all know, Rob Font's jab is sticky. It is sticky. Going to be doing a lot of work on the feet. Just an absolute slugger. And listen, we've counted Rob Font out a lot lately. 12-7 in the UFC. He'd lost 4 of his last 5. He lost to Jose Aldo, Cheeto, Corey Sandhagen, beat Figgy. Only one he beat in between that was Yanez in the first round, 2023. Since losing to Figgy, where he got dominated, they feed him Kyler. This is supposed to be the young Mauls, the new. Beats Kyler pretty easily. And then they give him Gene Matsumoto, who just won a few months ago. Gives him Gene Matsumoto, wins a split, probably loses that fight, but it's close enough for him to win, for sure. Might still be 55-45 him, I would say, maybe, and I'm pretty sure I had Gene. This was February. Supposed to fight Raul Rosas. Raul Rosas gets hurt. Now he's facing another Mexican, David Martinez. David Martinez is 12-1, 10 TKOs. Hasn't lost since 2021, a split decision. Since then, 8-fight win streak, 7 of those TKOs. 6 of those. Can I count? 6 of those TKOs, not just first round flash knockouts either. He's putting the paws on you, my boy. He's putting the paws on you. Obviously, these fighters, Combat Global. And now they're feeding him Rob Font. A little scary, for sure. Definitely a little scary. But I think he's up for it. He showed levels in his debut, and he showed levels in Contender Series. Fast hands, strong, can work the body. I think Rob Font does a lot early. I think Martinez starts to turn up a little bit, and I think he makes it close. Both were in camp. Martinez was supposed to fight someone else as well in this card. 2 people, actually. And now he has to fight a former top 10 contender, top 15 contender, top 10 contender, Rob Font, who's still older, looks good, was fed some animals lately, and still managed to beat both of them. So I think a lot of people are going to look like, oh, he beat Kyler Phillips, he should wash Martinez. Offensively, Martinez is kind of a nightmare for Rob Font, because he just won't go down, and he's gonna be in your fucking face. Like, that's all you got. That could seriously be problems for Rob Font. If he checks those kicks, he should be fine, to be honest. David Martinez right now, plus 112. He's an underdog. Was plus 172. A lot of money coming in on David Martinez. And I agree. I think this is the fight that really hurts Rob Font. I think that he can knock down Rob Font. I don't think he finishes him, because nobody's ever finished or TKO'd Rob Font. Granite chin. But this could be a Kelvin Gastelum, Joe Piper situation. Knocks him down. And then maybe finishes it, but probably doesn't. Ends up winning. Give me the dog. Give me David Martinez to win by decision. And the main event, Diego Lopes versus João Silva. Now, Diego Lopes, 4-inch height advantage, 3.5-inch reach advantage, 4.5-inch leg reach advantage. Diego Lopes, coming off of a loss. We haven't heard about him losing since his debut. And then he ends up losing his championship fight against Alexander Volkanovski. Prior to that, 5-fight winning streak, beat the shit out of Ortega, beat Ige, beat the shit out of Yusuf, beat the shit out of Pat Sabatini, beat the shit out of Gavin Tucker. Loses the debut short notice to Movsar Evloev. Also lost Contender Series to Joe Anderson Brito a few years ago. And then João Silva, 16-2, 5-0 in the UFC. Beat the shit out of Bryce Mitchell. Beat the shit out of Bagdasarian. Beat the shit out of Drew Dover. Beat the shit out of Jordan. And beat the shit out of Weston Wilson. Very close Contender Series fight against Kevin Vallejos, who Kevin Vallejos still looks really good now. Going to be an interesting fight. Has only lost 2 fights, both by decision. Never been finished. Never really even been close to being hurt in the UFC, I think. He's been cracked, but he's never been, like, hurt. Diego, kind of also until that Volk fight. But listen, 5 rounds, he just kept coming at Volk. He might have lost 4-1, maybe 3-2. Some people were saying he won. He didn't win. And I was on Lopes' side. He didn't win. I would say 3-2. But if you told me 4-1, I'm not going to argue with you. I don't have time for that. But just kept coming forward still. But he's fighting an animal. João Silva is an animal. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. People are going to count out João Silva because two of his homies just got smoked less than a week ago. 2 people that a lot of people were highly on, 2 heavy favorite, or one was a heavy favorite, but 2 favorites. He's the last one of the top 4 that has not lost yet in the UFC. So people are looking at him like, you're probably not as good as people think, and now you're facing an absolute demon in Diego Lopes. Sure, I get that, but we always kind of knew João Silva was like everyone said Hoofy was the most skilled, but that doesn't mean you're the best one. They always said Prates was the most powerful, doesn't mean you're the best one. They always said Kyle had the best IQ, never said they're the best one. João Silva seems like he's the best one. Just overall skill set, his power, he could grapple, he can strike. Maybe not the wrestling department, but guess what? Diego Lopes is not trying to take you down. On the feet, it's going to be scary. It's going to be close. It's going to be fun. Part of me hopes Diego Lopes wins because I'm a big Diego Lopes fan. I think Diego Lopes wins 1, maybe 2, has a shot at the belt again. João Silva wins this. He's next after Lerone. Shouldn't even fight. Should just wait. Better not be fucking Yair. I don't ever want to hear that fucking name again. But regardless, João Silva looks damn good. And he is minus 245, which I think is kind of disgusting. Was minus 295 at some point. Kind of disgusting. Not looking to take a side in terms of line. Like these lines are gross. There's value on Diego Lopes. Plus 186 is value on Diego Lopes, 100%. He was plus 220. A lot of value there, for sure. Former title challenger. He could absolutely win. Some may say he should be the favorite. I think João Silva wins. I think he can crack Diego Lopes. Diego Lopes was getting cracked by Dan Ige. I know they weren't preparing for each other, obviously, but he was getting cracked by out of camp Danny Gay. John Silva can find that shot, can put him down potentially, can finish him. If not 5 rounds, I think he can win 3 just based off of damage. If anything, he might put him away in like the 4th round. We will see. If not, I hope Diego Lopes wins. I don't know how he'll win. He has to win three rounds. Unless he tries to finish Silva, which is hard. Silva's never been finished. He might be able to choke him out. I don't think he TKOs him, though. He has the precision and the power, but Silva has a big dome piece on him. Going to be very scary. But give me John Silva to win by TKO or decision. Oh, that one hurts. And that wraps up UFC Noche. Diego Lopes versus John Silva. I want to thank everyone who went through this video with me. I know it's a long one. 13 fights. It's a lot of fights that we're going to be watching tomorrow, or in a few days. When you're watching this tomorrow. It's very exciting. It's going to be some banger fights. As always, I appreciate you all. Please follow me on socials. Please subscribe here. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Once we reach 1,000 subs, I will be doing another giveaway. Not like 100 to 1 person or something. I like to give money to a lot of people. Okay, because one person is not fair. How am I gonna ask 1,000 people to sub and then I give one person money? Like, it's crazy. I did it at 500 subs. I'll do it again at 1,000 subs. So please subscribe here if you like UFC predictions and NFL predictions, and I'll give you plays in between those two. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well. That's where I give out other plays and more like parlays, lottos, whatever you want. And of course, like I said, please join the Discord. It is the best way to support me. It's how I, am able to do all of this for you guys as well. I pour my everything into these things. So, and I've been doing it for a few years. So please follow me there, especially if you're trying to win some money for the NFL and UFC this weekend. But anyways, I appreciate you all. I love you all. I'll see you guys next week. Let's keep cashing.